After years of exploration, scientists have finally discovered a thriving underwater hydraulic system beneath Antarctica's ice. The water system is said to consist of rivers and streams over 500 meters below the Whillans ice stream, which more than likely empties into the Ross Sea, the Weddell Sea, the Southern Ocean, the Pacific Ocean and the other bodies of water. The Garden of Eden is said to have a river flowing from it which empties out into 4 branches. That river could possibly be lying right under the Whillans ice stream, and those 4 branches could quite possibly be the streams that are also said to be connected to the system. Before Antarctica became a frozen desert, allegedly there was a broad river that ran all the way across the continent. It was also said that 68 million years ago Antarctica was covered in lush forests and populated with dinosaurs and early mammals. Which is eerily similar to the experience that Admiral Byrd said he and his team encountered during his Antarctic exploration. He also encountered a dormant volcano called Mount Sidley, in which you may want to keep in mind, as I will mention another volcano as well, further in this video. Both may serve as key locations. A lot of people believe that the general may have found the inner Earth, and that may be true, but I also believe that May importantly had found or was giftingly shown the Garden of Eden. Being that he had flown over this area before, and had never seen anything like it. The realm/location is being disguised by ice, but because of the Admiral's valor at that time, he was granted access. Allegedly they have a problem with the humans splitting atoms and creating nuclear bombs. So what the military have now disclosed and classified as unidentified or unexplained aerial phenomena, may be easier to explain than you all may think. June of 2021, the National Geographic disclosed that we may have 5 oceans instead of 4. There is said to be a swift current that encircles around the Antarctic coast, which makes this system very unique and worthy of its own name, which is now known as the Southern Ocean. Although it was once considered to be a part of the Pacific Ocean, allegedly the glaciers are bluer, the air colder, and the landscape more captivating than anywhere else in the world. Ringing a bell yet? After drilling down 500 meters beneath the Whillans ice stream, scientists discovered amphipods, which are shrimp-like creatures that belong to the same lineage as lobsters, crabs and mites. What stuck out about that to me is the fact that those are the same kind of creatures that exist within brine pools, yet they alleged that the system is mainly freshwater lakes and rivers. Although they did discover salt water within their samples, which could possibly be coming from other bodies of water that are entering into the hydraulic system or have been previously captured. Allegedly the sands and muds beneath the Whillans ice stream lie above the Earth's bedrock, and its sediments are thousands of years old. The water system is said to lie between the ice and the Earth's bedrock, in which is a layer above the Earth's mantle. The Earth's mantle has yet to be completely obtained or analyzed by anyone on Earth. Now there are a lot of reasons scientists are said to be conducting research in Antarctica, and the main one is global warming. Technically, the ice sheets in Antarctica reflect solar energy that comes in from the sun back off into the atmosphere, but as these sheets melt, of course, their abilities to reflect solar rays become minimized. But allegedly, contrary to belief, the ice sheets are continuing to grow in several parts of Antarctica, so there is a balancing system at play. What some are experiencing or proclaiming to be global warming is actually a natural process there, and more of a local issue that is being caused by humans in their own territories. By going hundreds and thousands of meters below the ice, scientists are trying to find out how the Earth and the Earth's crust was formed by possibly taking samples from the oldest water system ever discovered. They are also interested in knowing how the ocean's crust formed, and believe that by digging into the Earth's mantle that they will know the full history of the Earth. Which seems to be the greatest quest on Earth. So much so that they spend billions of dollars a year on space exploration. As I stated earlier, allegedly the Garden of Eden consists of a river and 4 branches of water that filter from a river. The 2 rivers that have been named in correlation with the Garden of Eden are the Euphrates and the Tigris, but the other 2 are currently unknown to men. But as I stated earlier, they may not actually be rivers at all. They could possibly be the Ross Sea and the Weddell Sea, which sits on the opposite sides of the Whillans ice stream, and the river beneath the Whillans ice stream may in fact be the river that is in correlation with the river in the Garden of Eden. The Ross Sea is approximately 9,505 miles from the Euphrates River, with the Southern Ocean separating the two. Allegedly, the only things separating the Southern Ocean from the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean are Antarctica's ice shelves, but the newly discovered underwater hydraulic system proves that they are not separated at all. The Garden of Eden is said to be closed off by a burning sword and an angelic being known as a cherub, in which to me, by attributes, closely resembles the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were known as the gods of Mesopotamia, which is the same place the Euphrates and the Tigris River reside. Ringing a bell. Antarctica is in fact alleged to be a part of the Ring of Fire due Mount Erebus being located on Ross Island. The volcano is said to be the southernmost volcano on Earth, and we all know that there is no greater fire than a volcano. This also made me think about the movie, The Lord of the Rings, and the fact that it may be in face about the Garden of Eden. The cover for the Twin Towers resembles artistry for Rupes Negra known as the Black Rock, in my opinion. The other covers also resembled rough waters, just like the Southern Ocean, and last but not least, the elves of Eregion closely resemble cherubs based on their attributes according to Westerns, in which would resemble Cupid, the god of erotic love. The waters beneath the Willis ice stream extend 4,000 to 5,000 meters deep. There is also a upwelling water system that causes the water to push up, down and outwards like a hydraulic system below the ice sheets. The upwelling water circulates around the globe and is known as part of the ocean's conveyor belt. The Southern Ocean's whirlpool-like, turbulent and dangerous waters are the closest thing on Earth ever heard of that can compare to the Rupes Negra, known as the Black Rock, and its surrounding waters. Most people believe the rock to be in the North Pole, but I seem to think otherwise. It is also said to be islands around the rock, coincidentally not, maybe, but there are also island territories within the Antarctic convergence. Some are known as South Shetland Island, South Georgia, South Orkney Islands, and South Sandwich Islands, which all belong to the British. And those are just to name a few. People tend to think that nobody owns Antarctica, but that is not necessarily completely true. Nobody owns Antarctica as a whole, but there are quite a few countries who in fact own certain territories within the continent. Multiple countries laid claim to parts of an Antarctica prior to the treaty ever being signed. Whatever parts of the land that were claimed by the countries prior, are still being claimed by them today. The only difference is, once the treaty was signed, they could lay no further claim to any other parts of the continent. Without the waters beneath the Whillans ice stream, the Southern Ocean, and the waters that encircle the continent, it is said that the Earth waters would not be able to circulate in an efficient and balanced manner. So, taking all of that into account, do you think that Antarctica could actually be the Holy Grail of the Garden of Eden? Because I do. Comment down in the comment section, and thanks for watching.